as soon as I go on vacation, we have the best money making market we've had in months and freaking months. And as soon as I'm on a lake, drunk on a boat, suddenly the market's like, we're going to take off. Well, you know what? I'm back, baby. We're not on vacation time anymore, and it's earnings season, and I'm here to play. So before I talk about the abundance of opportunities that we're gonna have in this upcoming earnings season, I do just want to quickly recap the last weekly report I did was on July 5th before I went on vacation, where I said I was going all in short on the market. And I was drawing a similarity here between these two plunges. I said I was looking for some aggressive downside move. Now we got the aggressive downside move. We locked in the profits. But then if you watch that weekly report, I told you, if you see this market broaden out, the breadth improve to the upside, some of these companies that are lagging start to rally with the market, and you better not be in the way of that. And that's exactly what we saw. And I saw signs of that last Friday. So that was 9 days ago now, where I started posting plays in the Discord. I went long on Roku. I can't remember what other names I went long on, but I set up several different plays, and those ended up profiting big. Even when I was on vacation, we were able to chase some of those. We were able to chase Carvana. That was great money there. There's a big short squeeze there. So there was been lots of opportunities, but there's even more that I'm seeing right now in this market. My big eyes right now are going to be on different retail stocks that have sold off. I think some of the Cathie Woods names in the technology sector are also looking appealing. Energy is starting to look really appealing right now. We're seeing a lot of consolidation. If you look at ExxonMobil, maybe I'll pull up that graph as well. If we look at Salesforce, that looks like an opportunity. If we look at Chewy, that looks like an opportunity. I mean, I'm just shooting these off. They're all over the market right now. And I do just want to put one warning before we break some of these down and we talk about it. By the way, I only mentioned a fraction of the things. I'm going to jump in the Discord tonight. So if you're not in the Discord, I'd click that link down below and check those out because they're going to be in there. So before I talk about that, I do want to say that I am not necessarily bullish, okay? I'm not in the safe landing camp. Instead, I think that this market is set up this year to burn both bears and bulls. Maybe not for traders like me, although I did take some pain on this upside, and now I've finally given in. As you can see, I saw the breadth widen out on the market. I can't get in the way of that. I'm not going to start chasing stuff to the upside, but I'm going to be hyper aware of the fact that this market is likely going to try and kill all the bulls that are trying to chase this to the upside as people start to buy into the Fed safely landing the market. I don't buy it at all. I think as soon as everyone starts chasing this, maybe even this earnings season, we start to see this fall apart. And I think that most of them will likely get burned. I think we'll end up burning both the bears and the bulls. Everyone's a loser. Most people don't make money, right? You know how it is. So we must stay nimble. But anyways, let's go ahead and talk about these upside plays that I'm seeing right now. And one more thing, go follow me on Twitter, okay? I'm sick of people saying, you only have 1,000 followers. I'm not gonna listen. You shut up, all right? I'm just as good as your 40K following guy who posts stuff on FinTwit, all right? I'm sick of this. I just bought these. These are called jawsicizers. I was reading through the research. These are actually supposed to strengthen your jaw. You like put them in and you just chew on them. It's like silicone or something. You're just supposed to chew on it. You know what else is chewy is the first company that I want to talk about today. Great company. They sell pet supplies. They've been a solid competitor. I can't talk with that in my mouth. They're a solid competitor to Amazon, beating them on most prices. Consumers still love them. They have a solid customer base. They've expanding margins. The fundamentals here look really solid. We have this wonderful consolidation phase on this company. Earnings coming up. The TTM squeeze is rolling over to the upside. We see the RSI has maintained a bullish stance. We'd like to see this start to turn to the upside. This looks like the beginning of a 5-wave pattern. I am bullish on Chewy right now. I will likely be bullish even with some options and some speculation heading into the earnings coming up as well. I've already been chasing Roku to the upside. This is one of those Cathie Woods plays where I thought it was great. I didn't think it was worth, almost $500 in 2020. But when it sells off to $37, yeah, it starts to look very bullish. A lot of people don't understand the fundamentals with Roku, but they actually do have a moat when it comes to the way the software is set up. And it's also a great parallel play to a lot of these streaming services, Netflix, Max, Paramount. If you're bullish on those, Roku is a great parallel play to have set up as well. And there's a few different setups here for the Elliott waves. This could be your wave 1, 2, and then 3 to the upside. Now, I actually don't really like the way this third wave looks. So what you might actually be seeing here is that this is the wave 1. We still have a nice touch right here for the Fibonacci. So this could be your wave 1, then 2 to the downside, and then we could be looking for that 3 around $89, still giving us a little bit more room to the upside. We keep in mind we also have the earnings coming up as well. That's going to be on the 27th later this month. However, if this is your third wave, you know, this stock could come close to $100. Hey, if you watched the video to this point, it means you have attention span that's greater than TikTok, which means you probably really like the podcast that I did with a professional stock analyst, where he drops some of the names that he likes and goes through the research that he does when he's looking for these different stocks that he likes as a value investor. So maybe go check that out after you watch this video. Look, the energy stocks are looking really bullish right now, and ExxonMobil is one of them, where we've seen this nice consolidation phase. Right now, we're seeing it come to the downside. I'd love to actually see a double bottom here right at the 98 mark before this stock starts to take off. We see lots of consolidation here. The RSI is not looking so hot. It looks still kind of bearish, but I think these names are set to take off. If you don't want to play specific companies, remember that XLE is a thing where you have the sector fund, same thing, is going to trend with the rest of the market. I like this to the upside, and I think we have some great room here. And remember, I'm also a huge proponent of uranium. I have large uranium positions. CCJ is one of my favorites when it comes to this. We've seen this nice breakout over this giant wedge. I still think that this is playing out to the upside. We can see that we've seen some consolidation here coming out for the big break, but this is a massive wedge. Keep that in mind, all right? So this is going to take a while to also play to the upside, but I think you have some big highs coming in, all-time highs coming in for CCJ. So be on the lookout for that as well. Salesforce is another really interesting name. We see this huge breakout on the daily. I think there's going to be some more room to chase this to the upside. Honestly, probably should have caught this sooner, but this will be a name that I'm also looking for over the next few weeks to chase the upside. Earnings is still quite a bit a ways away, but this one will definitely be on my radar. Now, hear me out on this one. The most unloved social media company. You might think that it's Snapchat or the new Threads, but I actually think it's Pinterest. This company gets no love. It's been in a massive consolidation phase as well, like a lot of the market. We're seeing the RSI, though, just touch 70. It's looking very bullish. You know, if you do a historical back testing, you look when RSI hits 70, if you go 2 weeks out, the stock's usually hitting new highs. And I see this as a great opportunity for Pinterest to have a big breakout here. I'll be keeping a close eye on this one. I'll want to chase this to the upside. I think heading into earnings, you could probably set up some plays as well. I probably wouldn't hold those into earnings just because I don't have a bunch of faith in the management at this company, but I think the stock is looking very appealing right now as well. So I'm just looking over some requests in the Discord. Healthcare, a lot of the healthcare stocks I'm looking at don't look like they're quite ready. Maybe if you're an investor, some of these names are pretty juicy. Moderna's one that I've been told some of the hedge funds are buying up right now. They like that right now. Abivi is a play that I have set up right now, and I'm actually looking to get out of that. HIMS, HIMS, is one that I've done some light speculating in. Very cheap play. The stock's like sub $10, so I'm taking some speculation there. I also have requests to talk about uranium. We covered that. Nat gas, we could talk about that. And then what do we got here? Housing, general SPY. So let's cover SPY just a little bit more. I think the S&P could maybe touch 454, but again, these companies that have brought this to this levels are the ones that look like they're rolling over right now. They're not the ones that I want to be bullish on. I mean, NVIDIA hit 480. That could be the top. That could be a multi-year top for NVIDIA. It could probably trade sideways for a few years if the hype can actually maintain itself. I think the next earnings will be a huge indicator of that. AMD as well looks like the pair trade I want to make, probably short this one against some of the smaller companies that I like to the upside. Maybe go long on Roku, short AMD, see how that plays out for, you know, a month or so. That's going to play in my favor. Coinbase might actually be another one, because if we take a look at Bitcoin, I mean, this was my original thesis for Bitcoin 1, 2, 3, 4, but it looks like this fifth wave is actually topped out. I probably need to remap this, especially as the TTM squeeze is starting to roll over. Yet we see Coinbase at 105. I mean, look at the RSI here. Is that an 80 RSI? This is another one that looks appealing for a pair trade to actually short this against all the names that are going to be going long on, just so I have some sort of hedges, and it'll allow me to be, you know, I want to be nimble, right? But I also don't want to be taken off guard. So if I'm coming up with these long plays on HIMS, PIMS, for instance. I want to have something that's short in the portfolio to reflect that I think that this market could turn over pretty rapidly. Now let's talk about natural gas, because it was requested in the Discord. This does not look all that appealing to me, honestly. You know, one of the things you have to keep in mind is when the prices get this low, the industry loves to drive them up because it's beneficial for the companies. They don't like to let these prices stay too low. So, you know, we'll get some big swings up here. Now this winter, if we see some more issues out of Europe, there could be beneficial to buying that now at these cheap prices. Maybe you see this bounce back up to 10, 15, 20 bucks maybe. I just right now at this moment, it doesn't look that appealing to me, whereas like a lot of these oil companies and the uranium companies look very bullish to me. I'm just not all that excited about natural gas right now. All right, you had me for 10 minutes. I gotta cut it off. I'm gonna be dropping a lot more company names in the Discord, so if you want to talk about them, I'll talk to you in there.